What is up, guys? And in today's video I will be giving my Paranormal Activity ranking. Happy Halloween Eve to everybody that is watching this video. So today, a Paranormal Activity ranking is what I'm bringing you guys. If you've seen the newest kid on the block, Paranormal Activity Next of Kin, what are your thoughts on it? I'm very curious to know how you feel about that film. Let's jump right into this video. Starting at number 7, really no surprise here, is the Ghost Dimensions, the one that killed this franchise. Now, I think when I speak on the Ghost Dimensions, I think I can speak for everybody. The Ghost Dimensions is boring, it's disappointing. You know, I remember seeing the Ghost Dimensions in the cinema. I actually saw this one in the theater when it first came out, obviously. Don't remember my experience at all. The only thing I could probably remember is the 3D. And I can tell you, as a person that went to see the Ghost Dimensions, the 3D, yeah, it was a gimmick. Like, the 3D was just a straight gimmick. It wasn't even needed, and they showed way too much, and he played around with too much stuff. And yeah, number 7 is the Ghost Dimensions. Really no surprise there. Number 6 is Paranormal Activity 4. Now, what is cool about Paranormal Activity 4, that is set on Halloween. So that's a cool thing that it's set on Halloween. Paranormal Activity 4 does answer a few questions that you had, that you wanted to be answered. But here's the thing with Part 4. At this point, Part 4 was nothing new. It was nothing original. It was just Paranormal Activity slapped the 4 on there. We've seen, everything we've seen in Part 4, we've seen in Part 1. Part 2, Part 3, and they did it 10 times better. Here in Part 4, it's the same thing we've seen before, and it comes out super generic and super boring. So really no surprise why Paranormal Activity is my number 6. Number 5 is Paranormal Activity 3. I think Paranormal Activity 3 is a decent Paranormal Activity movie. I think this is where they start to show too much. But Paranormal Activity 3, even though they kind of show too much here, there's still some really cool iconic moments. There's some really cool intense moments, especially if you watch it for the first time. There's some really cool intense moments, moments where you're on the edge of your seat. And it is a prequel, and I think a well-deserved prequel for this franchise. How they set things up in the first 2 films. Number 4 is Paranormal Activity 2. Now, I enjoy Paranormal Activity 2 a little bit more than Part 3. But here's the thing. If I do this ranking, let's say next year, I may change Part 3 and 2. But it was a real close tie. But number 4 is Paranormal Activity 2. It was a real close tie. But Paranormal Activity 2, I really liked the ending. I like how it made Part 1 come full circle. It was a really interesting story. But the problem with Paranormal Activity 2, it kind of feels like the first one a little bit. And again, the first one did it first, obviously, and it beat it to the punch. So, number 4 is Paranormal Activity 2. Later on, I may drop it down a little bit, but right now, Paranormal Activity 2 is number 4. Number 3 is Paranormal Activity 1, the original, the one that started it all. I think the original Paranormal Activity, it's a very fun, interesting movie. I think there are some boring moments in the film, but it's still a really good found footage movie, and it was effective for when it first came out. And yeah, I think the Paranormal Activity deserves some credit. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people say it is. So yeah. Number 2 is the recent one, Paranormal Activity Next of Kin. Make sure you go check out my review for Paranormal Activity Next of Kin, because I really enjoy Next of Kin. I think Next of Kin has so much potential. Like, I really want another Paranormal Activity movie. I can't wait to see where they go with this franchise, what direction they're going to go. I would love if they made another one, with the same returning characters. I think that'd be super interesting. Would it be hard to do a sequel? Possibly, considering how they ended this movie. But I think regardless, I'm so excited to see what they have for the future. Number 2 is Next of Kin. Make sure you go check out that review. I love Next of Kin. And and in my personal opinion, it restored my faith in this franchise. So yeah. Number 1 is Paranormal Activity, The Marked Ones. Again, just like what the Next of Kin did, but the marked ones did it first. I like the marked ones. It's my favorite Paranormal Activity movie, obviously. You know, this is one where they understood, you know, part 4, it was whatever, you know. The marked ones had a lot on its plate. I think the marked ones really stepped up to the plate and really, you know, delivered a really solid Paranormal Activity movie. So number 1 is Paranormal Activity, the marked ones. So let me know, how would you rank these in the comments below. Make sure you hit the like button, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Catch you guys in the next video.